Uh, Good evening, folks. My name is Mitchell. I'm from Road to Review. I'm actually from my living room couch, but this is what this live stream, hopefully the first of many, is what it's going to be under. It's going to be under Road to Review. Basically, what I'm doing today is I'm gonna. Obviously, this is aimed at new players, so the people that have actually experienced Warframe before and are well aware of what's involved. This isn't really, a video for you. However, you're more than welcome to stick around and chat and probably watch me make a fool of myself, but it's entirely up to you. Basically, we're going to begin our journey on Warframe. I'm just going to give you a quick overview about what the actual game is about. It's basically about space ninjas. It's actually as cool as it sounds. I mean, just look at the imagery there. You basically play as an alien called alien species called Tenno, and what they are is they actually are suits. The Tenno are basically a race that are inside suits. They call upon the powers of these suits called Warframes. That's all the information I'm going to give to you about the actual game, because obviously the rest of it will unfold. But that's all you need to know to begin with. I'm going to let cutscenes play out so that you're not hearing my voice talking over cutscenes, so you can experience them as I do. This is a fresh PSN account made just for the Road to Review brand that I have. The reason why I've done this is because as we go through this game together, hopefully, I'll be experiencing and unlocking things as you will, at the same time as you will, so we can move forward in the game together, rather than some other streams that have already unlocked it and they're trying to cast their minds back as to when they unlocked certain things. Here you actually get to experience it as it happens, so that's a perk, if I want to call it a perk. It's normal, really. Without further ado, watch the introductory cutscene and then we'll get to it. Okay, enjoy.
For generations you've slept. No purpose, no call to wake you. But now, something has risen from the ruins of the old war. The Twin Queens, the Sisters, have sent their most beloved commander, Vor, on an urgent mission. To protect the twisted crusade they have begun. To transform the scattered colonies into an empire. To see that the Tenno hidden and asleep, will never awake.
I got caught.
Okay, so now you've seen that introductory cutscene. Basically, as a rundown, you've just met a lovely gentleman called Vor. He's basically summoned a Warframe, and obviously by the looks of things, he's trying to capture it or take control of it. Okay, so first of all, what are Warframes? Warframes are basically suits that harness specific skills and powers. I mean, they're all ninjas, hence, obviously, it's a game about space ninjas, ergo it's set in space at planets, different planets, and obviously, Warframes, they're all ninjas. Okay, so basically, to start off, your main goal is, as I say, it's a free to play game, so you don't have to spend any amount of money on this game. You can go through the whole entire experience without spending a single penny, but you can if you want to. It's a grindy game, and I'll explain what that is in a minute. Okay, so to begin with, we start with your choice of one of 3 Warframes, and this will be with you for a good while until you get the ability to craft other Warframes, because you can craft, your main goal is to basically obtain them all. It's basically like Pokemon of a fashion, except much cooler. But so yeah, your first one's Excalibur. He's basically, as it says here, a perfect balance of mobility and offense. It's the ideal Warframe for new players, and to be perfectly honest, he in my opinion, is the only choice, and I'll tell you why. Because throughout the entire game, if you ever wanted to, if you chose Mag or Vault, as you can see here, this is Mag, and this is Vault. Like I said, all 3 of them look cool, but if you ever wanted, whichever one you choose, you're going to have to find parts and resources throughout the game to eventually craft the other ones. And for Excalibur, he's one of the hardest to craft and one of the most time consuming. You're going to be going through a hell of a lot of game hours until you get the ability to make him, and his abilities are amazing. If you've ever played games like Final Fantasy VII or any of the Final Fantasies, the old ones in the 90s, basically these abilities are kind of like your limit breaks. Basically, when you shoot things and you hack and slash, you gain, eventually you gain the ability to perform one of these moves. So you'll start off with slash dash, then radial blind, then radial javelin, and then is basically his finisher, because it's what everybody uses, is exalted blade, and that just rips everything to shreds, as I'll show you as we go through. Basically, he's very much his skill set is very much with a sword, which obviously you'll use a lot, but it's very much, you know, fighting with the sword. Mag, she's very difficult to master. Obviously, we're doing it for beginners here, but if it's the first time of you actually playing the game, Mag is someone I would avoid until you're quite experienced, because Mag is based off the game mechanics. Like, so she'll do area of effect skills such as like pulling enemies towards you, basically crowd control. So until you master the game's mechanics and the AI and how it all operates, Mag is someone I would avoid. If you're not into, you know, hack and slash with your sword, then the other alternative would be Volt, and she's very much like she's basically a spellcaster that deals with lightning. So these are all like electric damage dealing abilities. She can summon an electric shield. She can basically turn into the Flash and run really quickly. She can paralyze people, especially if you're in a group, you can just allowing you to take charge. So basically paralyzing enemies, and she just basically shocks people. If you ever played Destiny, the first one, and if you remember the Stormcaller, this is pretty much it. You can basically troll all your way through your game without having to obviously resort to your sword. You can just resort to shocking people instead. So these are your picks. So just to recap before we proceed, Excalibur, basically an all-rounder, probably the best Warframe of the three, but a lot of people will probably disagree with me on that. Again, it's just personal preference. Mag deals with crowd control, so just deals with I think Mag would be a good choice if you planned on doing a lot of co-oping through the matchmaking through all of the quests and most of the game, because then obviously you can just be sat on the sidelines doing these crowd control spells while someone who's playing as Excalibur or Volt can go in and finish and basically kill them. You'd be quite an asset in that regard. And Volt is just basically a spellcaster. But for the sake of this demo, I'm going to go with Excalibur. So without further ado, let's continue.
Wake up, Tenno.
I see the Lotus has tried to wake you. Pity she's too late. You're my prize now, Tenno. No. We are taking this one with us.
What has he done to you? I can't lose another Tenno. I am surging your Warframe's power systems. Quick, use your power. Defend yourself.
Okay, so basically we're just gonna
use your power now.
This is the sort of environment that you're looking at. It's all third person. There's no first person aspects to this game whatsoever. This is sort of what you get. If you remember when we looked at our choice of Warframes, it came up with the ability in the first one for Excalibur was Slash Dash. This is what that ability is. You can see you're holding R1 or the right bumper if you're on Xbox, and then you press an X, it's initiating the first ability, and he just darts forward and just basically stabs him and kills him. So you automatically gain the first ability, and basically just keep doing this for now until you gain access to your arsenal.
An extraction ship is on its way, but the Grineer will be hunting you. Arm yourself.
Okay, just as an introduction, I'm just going to tell you what these are that have dropped. When you kill the enemies, you'll drop these certain items. Basically, this item replenishes ammo. These can come in different colours, so if the blue, it's for your primary weapon. If it's green, it's probably going to be for your secondary weapon, such as your pistol or any other sidearm that you have. And the purple one is going to be for your heavy, such as sniper or shotgun. That's basically your three tiers, really: your primary, secondary, and your heavy. This beating element that's dropped here, this recovers your shield. As you can see, when I'm standing over it at the bottom of my screen, it says energy full. Your energy represents the blue portion of the bar at the top right of the screen, so it's 100, so obviously it's full. Obviously the red one is your health, so naturally with any other game, in that regard, you take hits from the enemy, your blue bar will start to deplete. When that reaches 0, you'll then start going for your actual health, which is the red bar. And when that goes, you basically die. Then you have to respawn. So that's the case. This game is about ninja. So basically, for the start of the game, you're going to be moving around like this. Okay, not very exciting. If you hold in the right, the left thumbstick, you'll sprint. Okay, again, not very exciting. What you can do is, if you experiment, and this is what I do when I first did it, if you run and then hold the R1 button down, sorry, the L1 button down, apologies for that, R1 actually brings up, on the bottom right, it brings up your abilities section. So if you keep hold of R1 and you press X, you'll do a slide dash. Eventually when the other abilities unlock, they get assigned to your other buttons, and that's how you initiate those in combat. Or out of combat really, but that's just how you initiate them. And as you can see, that bar, it says 75. When that reaches 100%, obviously that you'll be able to initiate other abilities if you've unlocked them. So each ability takes up a certain amount of that bar, hence why at 75 you can still do slash dash. So that's that really, that's how that works. So yeah, back to what I was saying. If you run and you hold the L1 bar button down, you'll slide. Handy, but this is what other people have noticed. If you run, hit L1 and then press X to jump, you do something called a bullet jump. Now this is no accident, this is actually part of the gameplay mechanics. So when you're traversing the game, you're actually not encouraged to run or to sprint. You're encouraged to parkour, if you will. So this is what you get. So X, by the way, is jump, so you can press X and then X again to double jump. So if you combine it, you'll get something like this. Okay. Now, after you've jumped, if you press the left trigger twice, you'll do a forward roll, and what that'll do is that propel you forward and allow you to gain momentum, so you can combine it all to like that. That's how you get around. So if I see, you're not going quite far. It's just a lot quicker than sprinting. When you obviously when you meet other people in the game, when we get to the Plains of Adorn that's just been released, obviously it's open. That's when it becomes open world. You'll see a lot of people running around, and they won't be running. They'll be doing that sort of parkouring. So yeah, it'll explain a little bit more in detail here. So yeah, again, it'll just say press L3 to toggle sprint. So there we go. And to jump. Okay. First choice you're gonna make is what melee weapon do you want? You can pick up the bow staff. Again, it doesn't really have a major choice, but obviously, as a ninja, you're gonna want the katana, or scanner is what it's called, scanner. So I'll pick up the scanner. So there we go. You picked up your first weapon. To use it, you press circle. You can just spam the hell out of that thing, and it'll obviously that's how you use your katana. Okay, so first enemy, we'll just attack. There we go. So that's how you use your secondary weapon, your sword even. So you can hold L1, you can crouch, or you can just do this. Stealth, if you hold L1 to crouch, you can work your way behind an enemy. Press circle. And kill them with a stealth attack. Again, it's quite self-explanatory. Apologies if I keep repeating what's on screen, but people are like, oh god, let me just look at what's on the screen, I'll figure it out myself. That's fine, you know. In fact, I think we should do that going forward. I mean, what I've said about the bullet jump, that's not really taught, it's something you just pick up on your own, really. So, at least that's a skill, handy skill to have right off the bat. Okay, secondary weapon. So you've got your sword. Sword wasn't secondary weapon, sorry, it was basically your sidearm, so that was like your third weapon. Okay, you can either get the throwing knives or the pistol. Depends what style of gameplay you want. You're not really encouraged to go one way or the other with them. There are some sort of stealthy missions, but the pistol does just as well as the throwing knives in this case. But I'm gonna go for the pistol because it's another gun, and who doesn't like another guns to go with a sword?
Good. The extraction point is up ahead.
Okay.
Hurry before Vor finds out you've escaped.
So hold L2 to aim, hold R2 to shoot. So let's have a look. To reload, you press square. It's basically as simple as that. So we just kill enemies now. Aiming's terrible, apologies about that. Okay. Oh dear. Right. Some of it's quite gruesome, really. You can decapitate enemies. It's quite awesome, really. So yeah, let's continue. Right.
Salvage team, why have you not reported in?
Take what you can. You will require resources to build yourself into a diverse and effective warrior.
Okay, what she said. This whole entire game at its core is collecting resources and effectively building what you want. This includes your weaponry, your warframes, your appearances, your mods, which I'll get to later, which enhance your obviously your weapons and your armor. So when you go in missions like this, it's critical that you basically search every nook and cranny. So when you see stuff like this, you just hit it, and as you can see at the bottom it said I got 22 rubido. That's a resource. With containers like this that are green, red obviously you can't open, you can't really hit either. Green, you can go to them, press square, and it'll give you a cache, so you have 24 credits and pistol ammo. So basically just search every nook and cranny, and these will shine as well. Like if we just leave, see how they're shining there? That obviously that's an indication that this can be interacted with via a slash of the sword, or you press square to gain access to whatever's inside. So yeah, always, can't stress this enough. Oops, fell off the side. Can't stress this enough. Gather resources is critical. Okay, so let's progress.
You made it. There's the extraction ship. You're not ready to face war now. Use your melee weapon to block the beam and get inside.
Hold to cycle melee range. So yeah, basically this is what makes you toggle your weaponry if you hold triangle. So let's get up there real quick. Sure, it just said I can slash that. Weird. Okay. Yeah, so this guy's clearly after us. This is where what we've learned so far comes in.
Beam or divert it with your melee weapon, Tenno.
My decrepit heart is pounding. This one is stronger than the rest. Lock the area down. This Tenno is mine.
Quick, get to the console and release the lockdown. Do that, and I will guide you to your old ship. It's your only chance.
Okay.
The Queens want to destroy you, but I need to know more.
Yeah, I shouldn't really have done that. Hang on. Oh wait, yeah, I should, because I can... gain access to whatever's in here.
Tenno, you need to go to the console to release the lockdown.
Yeah, right now. Okay, so we're gonna get up there. Okay. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Okay.
Get out of there, Tenno. You will have to face Vor another time, when you're fully restored.
Grineer, my sons, prepare the reinforcements. We need
I'm gonna
that
die.
Tenno.
Okay. Right. So, oh yeah, if any of you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or on Twitch, it'd be much appreciated. Eventually, when we get past this introductory section and explain some stuff to you, I'll be a lot more talkative.
A Tenno flows like fire over the battle terrain. Do you remember how to dash across walls?
Okay, a little bit more of an extension with the parkour system. Teaches you how to double jump, and you can actually wall dash. So jump onto the wall, hold X, so just... there we go. So basically just hold X and you can traverse up the walls quite easily. Okay, go back. Don't forget to, like I said, try and search every nook and cranny as you can to get as much resources. It'll be so much more beneficial for later on in the game. This game itself isn't really much for hand-holding. I mean, what you've seen so far tutorial-wise is worlds away of what you was getting back when this first launched. There was no real introductory hand-holding bit of the game. It was just you were plonked on a ship, and that was it really. You had to sort of suss things out as you go along. Okay, so now to your primary weapon. You can have a bow. This again, so we're starting to see a pattern. Or you can have an automatic rifle. So throughout you picking your weapons, left side is for if you want to go in literally all guns blazing, loud, not really stealthy, not really caring too much. You just want to shoot stuff. The right is all about the stealthy approach. So that's why you have a bow instead of a gun, and that's why you have throwing knives instead of a pistol. But you can combine the two. You can have a pistol, you can have a bow. For me, I'm gonna go for probably for the bow this time round. So we'll go for a bow, combining stealth gameplay with pistol and a sword.
I'm not sure what Vor has done to your Warframe, but we cannot remove it now. Just keep going. Your ship is up
this
ahead.
works off a charge you have. This works off a charge. So you can zoom in. If you hold R2, you can charge and let go. Or you can just tap. So for example, oh, let me just kill it. If you guys have played Horizon Zero Dawn, then you'll know that if you get the bow, you're gonna have to have quite a good aim, whereas with a gun, not so much really. Unless you obviously sniper rifles and whatnot. But again, you can always resort to your sword and just dispose them that way really. Okay, right. Okay. Right, let's go. So yeah, let me just, while we've got a few minutes before we obviously end the mission, just gonna give you a brief overview of what I want to achieve with this channel. Basically, I just want to have fun. This was brought about because I've not really got much time. With me being a dad and obviously full time, and obviously want to spend a lot of time with my fiance, I don't really have much time to game. I have probably at most a couple of nights a week, so I can really sink into gaming. As such, I kind of wanted to get involved with sharing my gameplay, because Mrs. isn't really interested in gaming that much. I mean, she likes certain types of games, such as like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, you know, the classics. She's not really interested in these types of games. So as a result, until my daughter gets a bit older, I've got no one to share this interest fully with. So this is how the channel came about. I want to get, you know, just a conversation going with you guys, just about anything to do with gaming really. And to hopefully, obviously, gain a little bit of a following. And this channel, I'm not seeing it as my channel, I'm seeing it as our channel, because this channel's not really going to go anywhere without me taking on board feedback from people about what you guys want to see, what you want me to do.
Keep moving. None of the scanners have detected you.
I mean, my two main interests, obviously gaming, but I'm also a huge fan of graphic novels, comics. So I played a lot of games over the years. I was a massive gamer, even now. Just don't play it as much. And I love to be able to share my thoughts and opinions on stuff with you, whether or not you agree with them or not. It'd just be nice, really, to get in conversations with people that enjoy things that I like as much as I do. Okay, so just to recap, what's happened there is you basically escaped on your old ship that she's managed to locate. Just fought off a wave of enemies and you've escaped. So basically now,
Operator, you have returned. I am Ordis, ship Cephalon.
This guy is annoying as hell. He will constantly speak to you. He gets so annoying to the point where you actually have an option to switch the guy off completely. But as annoying as he is, he's very much a, you know, he's the only bit of hand holding you're gonna get from this point on.
Those savages. Components have been removed. The lower orbiter compartments have no life support. Why did the operator abandon me?
Okay, give me a second. Just gonna turn off the chat here.
If the operator wishes it.
So communicate options, chat. confirm. Saving. Okay. Sorry, I'll get rid of that as well, just so you can have a clear view of the screen, really. We'll switch them on when we need to. Right, okay. First off, there's that, you need to unlock. This is your ship, basically. There, it is bland as anything. You need to unlock a lot of things on the ship. These things, obviously, that are greyed out or not been built, you unlock as you go along. So basically, you're just studying your ship, and you're like, what the hell do I do now? And like I said, back in the day, you you basically had to suss it out yourself. There was not really much in the way of hand-holding in any way, shape or form. But luckily, obviously, the developers of this game took it on board, radically offered and stepped up their game since then, in terms of welcoming new players to the fold and playing this game. So basically, these golden markers here, yellow marker, that's your tooltip. That's basically, you need to go here, you need to do this. So let's check this out. So we're in our ship. First thing we do is install a segment. So this creates your arsenal, and this is basically where you get to
now I can supply the operator with better
change your loadout. So you get to change what everything right down to your Warframe and your weaponry.
We need to figure out what Captain Vor has done to you and stop him, but we'll need help. I've found a communication segment we might salvage for your ship. When you are ready, activate your navigation system.
Okay. The operator will punish the Grineer for dismantling it.
So first off, you can actually change the appearance of this as well on anything, which is incredible. You have so much customization for a free-to-play game. It's ridiculous. You can change anything from, obviously, from your helmet to other things. But first, before you get sidetracked, let me explain a few things to you. The top left, you'll see that we have 3,050. The one on the left is credits. Credits are basically currency in the game, in-game currency, that allows you to purchase blueprints, purchase in-game items that are not cosmetic, allowing you to actually progress. With the entire thing. The one on the right is what we call platinum. That is purchased currency. So basically, use real life money to purchase platinum, and that can be used to purchase all like the vanity, not just vanity gear, but different gear. But the best thing about this game is platinum can also be obtained in game. You don't actually have to spend a dime to get platinum. There is a trading system that you unlock later on, and you get to chat with other fellow players, and you'll be able to gain platinum from them by trading resources that other people need. And some resources are really rare. You really have to commit to a grind to get certain resources, and as such, because the grind is massive and it's a grinding game, the reward that you'll get is platinum, which can be basically put towards anything to make your Warframe look cool, your weapons look cool, actually perform better. So that's the case, but for now we have 50 platinum. Now, you can spend that on whatever you want, but as a general rule of thumb, I would spend it on weapon slots and Warframe slots. Now, weapon and Warframe slots is basically your slots in your inventory. To begin with, you I think you only get a couple, which isn't very good. So that would be probably the best thing to spend the 50 on. But you can't spend it on anything yet because you don't have access to the marketplace. It's completely locked down, really. Other than changing your appearance, you're completely locked out until you do the other missions. So let me just quickly show you're changing the appearance. So I'm just going to quickly change the appearance. For now, palettes, obviously the color palettes, you can buy these, but I happen to know that if you're actually starting it alongside me at this moment, because Planes of Avalon's been released on the PS4, it's been 4 years since its launch. They've actually got a PS4 palette that you can purchase for 1 credit, and that gives you access to other colours, including jet black, which is always a plus, really, especially if you're doing, you know, fashion gear. So I'm just going to very quickly modify my Tenno, my Excalibur. Obviously I'll keep it within theme. Okay, so red energy. Okay, so that's bit. But best thing is now you've actually set your colours up for your main Warframe. You can do the appearance of the rest of them, of the weaponry, but you can actually copy your Warframe colours. As you can see, it's matched. So there's a quick guide, really. Can't be bothered getting too in depth, but you can go as in depth as you want. It's even getting skins. You can actually, if you go on, you can. There's no end, really. Fashion frame is what the people call it in the game. It's basically where your ultimate goal is to create the most badass looking warrior you've got. Okay, so I've quickly copied those. As you can see, looks a little bit nicer. Let's proceed. Okay. So, Vor's prize. Basically, Vor, the guy, has stuck some sort of contraption on you that I think is with his intention of trying to control you, like through some sort of technology. Obviously you want that removed. You want to be your own man, so that's the or your own Tenno, as it were. So yeah, basically your navigation, this is your starting point for absolutely everything to do with the game. It's called your star map, or in this case your navigation, but everyone else calls it a star map. You go on this and you will see Earth, which is where you first start. Now, this is one of many planets. If you just zoom out, you'll see all the planets that you have access to. Well, you don't right now, but you've got to unlock, so you can guess that your progression in the game is monitored and tracked by the planets. So we have Earth. That's the first planet. So now you'll say, where do I go? Now the first, obviously you'll see that these are all greyed out slightly. The only one that's not greyed out is restore ship comms, which is a spy mission, level 1 to 2. So that's where we need to go. So let's get started with this mission then. Basically your goal is to go through, it's a case of you complete one mission successfully, it unlocks another mission and so forth, and you basically unlock a path, and that path will lead you to what we call a junction. Now that junction is what will allow you to gain access to the other planet, another planet next to it. The only way to unlock a junction is by doing specific requirements on the planet that you're already on.
Data vault. Infiltrate the vault and retrieve the segment.
Okay, so this is basically a spy mission.
The Ascaris is working, breaking through. I see the shadows of your mind.
Okay, so it's trying to encourage you to be stealthy here. So let's go to again with that
This
waypoint.
data vault is equipped with a variety of security measures. How you defeat those measures is up to you.
Again, as I said before, carry on looting everything that you can see. Okay. So yeah, guys, like I said before, all I've been doing is talking about the actual game tonight, which obviously I'm guessing that's what you want to know. That's why you're tuning in. The way that I'm going to operate this channel is around about this time every week, so 10 AM on a Friday evening. I'll be progressing with these live streams of Warframe, basically until you get sick of it, or you have enough experience to go out in the world and do what it is that you want to do in the game, and you'll be more knowledgeable, where you don't obviously need to resort to me creating more videos about what Warframe is. Instead it'll just be me prattling around and doing quests and being a lot more talkative, because I won't need to be instructing you about things. But in this, just for this video, I am. Probably on a Sunday, I'll be doing a comic review. Like as I said before, it's not just gaming that this channel's hoping to do. It's going to be comics as well. So if you're into comics, graphic novels, that sort of thing, be sure to obviously check it out. And this is all going up on YouTube as well. I've got the Road to Review Tube. That's the name of my YouTube channel. So this live stream, if you missed anything that I've said, or you wanna look back on this live stream, then by all means you can do so there. Again, like I said, this channel is going to evolve, or I'm hoping it will evolve into something that, you know, we're all going to like. So I'm going to need feedback about how I've done. Like I said, it's my first live stream, so I am very nervous. I am very like
the console. Trigger the alarms now,
on edge, really.
The data.
Apologies, I'm just trying to sort of settle in. I'm guessing after I've done a few, it will obviously it'll get easier, and I'll come out my shell a bit more, because it is difficult. Oops, didn't want to do that. But okay, avoid alerting any enemies patrolling the vault. So yeah, we're gonna have to crouch for this. So we'll just continue going around. And like I said, we've got the fact that if you pick the bow like me, you're you're in good hands because it's a really stealthy weapon. A lot of people choose it over the gun, to be honest. So see, if he'd have got to this console, he'd have triggered an alarm. Now these consoles are dotted around all over the place in many missions. You go up to them and you press square, and you've probably seen it before in my gameplay a few minutes ago. We actually, all you do is you have a rotary system in place, and you just got to time your button presses of X to unlock. It's kind of like lock picking in other games, like Skyrim. Really, it's just you just got to time the reticle and press X to basically unlock all the nodes, and that'll disable the alarm. I'll probably have to do it now, so I'll just show it you again. See how it spins around? It's prompted to press X. You just basically time it, and as you can see, it unlocks one. You do it for the rest of them, and there we go. You're through the door. Again, before you even touch what's there, check around. Gain access to all these resources. It doesn't matter what they are. I mean, even I don't know fully what they are. They're just resources. But obviously, this is a game where resources are plentiful. So let's hack this console again. This seems to be the go-to method of activating and hacking things.
The segment is yours. Head to extraction.
Okay, and as you can see here, you've just had notifications of ranking up. Your weapons and your Warframe itself rank up. The more you do, the more experience points go towards your weapons and increase the rank. The more rank you have on your weapon, the more powerful it's going to be. So that's the...
We've been locked out. Let's override the security.
Here we go, so this is what happens. We've been locked out, enemies are coming. Well, basically, just see this. Okay, there's no more enemies, so let's go to this console.
Override successful. Let's get going.
There we go. So rank Excalibur. Excalibur obviously is a Warframe, or Vol, or Mag, whichever one you've chosen. Come on. Little bugger. Yeah, my aim, oh my god, is atrocious. I'd much rather use the sword. Okay, they're around here somewhere. Ah, there's one. Okay. As you can see, you can get around pretty goddamn quick. And it'll just come naturally to you. I mean, the more you play it, the more you're gonna traverse the levels with relative ease, really. But supposedly, no two levels are the same in this game. I don't know how true that is, but apparently it's based off like a tile generation system. So when it loads a new map, it randomly creates it. So no two levels are the same. There might be some slight differences, but it's normally based off certain. It's based off one map, but it's changed slightly based on tiles. I'm not really good at explaining that, but hey ho, it's a fact for you. So yeah, so with this mission, we've gone in, we've basically hacked the main terminal and retrieved some data, or data if you're American, and obviously we've killed the enemies and we're just heading back out. So this is what you're faced with. You're faced with mission success. As you can see, you've gained experience in your rank, so some of your weapons, like my bow, the Paris, has got rank 2, rank 1. You've gained a bit of XP, you can see that. Item rewards, you got credits, you get a lot of credits. Comms segment, that segments are normally what help you build things on your ship. So we'll have the comms segment, which is what you're going to be building to establish communications. Obviously rubido, ferrite and neurodes, their resources. Mods, I'll go into mods in the next video. It's quite a long tutorial, so I'll go through that with you in my next video. Basically stats of how you've done in the mission, and that's what you face with every mission.
Welcome back, operator. The operator has recovered a segment. Install it now. Orders patiently awaits its installation.
God. Get communications online.
So yeah, so your comms segment.
To your Warframe.
This will bring up the market.
It must be Corpus in origin.
And there we go, you have access to the market. So you can see how this is going to go. Basically go through missions to begin with, and you're switching stuff on in your ship, you're gaining access to certain things. Eventually have access to them all, and that's when you can fully embrace the game that is Warframe. What I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap it up in a second. For this first stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I haven't been too much of a bore. If you've been so kind enough as to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, I did say about giving promo codes. I'm actually going to show you a promo code now that you can enter to get yourself a free item. Also, right now it's beneficial for you to go down in the marketplace and go to where it says PS4. It's a free, well, it's not free, but it's a more color options, as you saw before earlier in the stream. Certain colors are locked. You need to pay platinum for. This is a free color scheme that they're giving out for it being 4 years that Warframe was actually launched on the PlayStation 4. So it gives you access to an array of different colours, including jet black, which is obviously or pink if you prefer, what people actually go. It helps. It really does help when you're doing fashion frame, but we're quite a long way away from that, to be honest. So let's get that. It's for 1 credit. You've just earned about 15,000 of them in one mission, so it's a drop in the ocean, really. So there we go. We've got that. Okay, so if you press L1, it'll say redeem code. So we're gonna go and enter a code. If we type in caps, free sword, click done. Thanks for redeeming your code. And what that's done, see if we back out, you won't be able to see it yet. You might actually, if you pause it. Equipment, inventory. There we go. It's just giving you a free heat sword. You can use that instead of your scanner, but like I said, this game is all about leveling up and obtaining everything. So I'd stick with the scanner, to be honest. You can sell it for credits, but I wouldn't. I'd just keep hold of all your items that you have right now, and try not to spend that 50 plat. Like I said, the only thing that you should be spending on is weapon slots and Warframe slots, which I will go into more in depth in the next video. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Enjoy your free sword. And yeah, I'll see you guys probably next Friday at 10 o'clock. Alright, thank you very much.